Today I fucked up by showing my friend their doppelganger. I was on the tube on the way to see some friends in North London. Whilst looking around on the tube to pass the time, I noticed someone a few seats down that looked remarkably similar to an old friend of mine who I hadn't spoken to or seen for a while, although this person was a lot rougher round the edges and about 20 kilograms heavier than my friend is. As the resemblance was uncanny, I decided to sneak a quick photo of the person to send to my friend. When I got out of the tube and regained service on my phone, I sent them a message with the photo with the caption, "This guy looks just like you if you packed on some pounds." The message was opened almost immediately. No reply for a few minutes. That is me op. I haven't been able to respond yet, I'm too embarrassed. I feel truly awful about it though. Serves me right for being a bit of a twat. And #X200B. Too long did not read. Took a photo of someone on the train I thought looked like a fat version of a friend I hadn't seen in a while, sent it to my friend and it turned out to be them. Oh dear, how mortifying. This is one of the best TIFUs I have seen in a while. Here I wrote message for you. I am sorry. Will you forgive me for being moron? Love op. Lockdown got me too though, you didn't even recognize me. Make it shared. You might need to ghost your previous life. Just throw your phone and ID cards away. You won't need them anymore. You're going to start fresh with a new identity, because there's no recovering from this. Fucking hell, meant to send this to the other guy. Today I fucked up by troubleshooting a tech issue too well at a job interview. I was talking to a business that was looking for someone skilled at the program Tableau because the person who built their Tableau dashboards quit. Several of their important dashboards were no longer working and they said they had an urgent need for someone who knows the program to fix those dashboards. So during my job interview, I asked when their dashboards went down. They said it was all around Thanksgiving. I asked if anyone had made changes directly to the dashboards that caused them to break. They said no. I then said, in that case, the problem most likely isn't with the dashboards at all. The problem is most likely that the data source behind the dashboards changed. Maybe someone renamed a column further upstream, or someone took away a permission and needs to reinstate it. So after that they decided not to hire a Tableau developer anymore and just asked the guy who had built their proprietary database to revert some changes to their database. Too long did not read. I troubleshooted a problem so well at a job interview that they no longer needed me for the job. If the entire reason for hiring you was for a problem that could be fixed in 5 seconds, what did they plan to do with you the rest of the time? They'll still be screwed when they need to fix the dashboards or add something new. If I was the hiring manager and it was for contract work, I would have at least gotten your info set up and put you in the roster to save the trouble for when we do need you. If nothing else as a sign of gratitude and that I wasn't blowing smoke saying we'll keep you in mind for future contracts. The fact they just kinda said thanks and gave a handshake doesn't do you enough justice. At least you're already working featuring. It's a job interview, not a consulting visit. I've made that mistake too. If you're ever asked to solve their business problems, do it in the abstract to show you can, or get a consulting contract signed and get paid. If you're asked to brainstorm and come up with ideas for a creative position, run. They're gonna rip you off. Today I fucked up by taking my cats to the vet after finding a bump. I have 2 8-year-old male cats. I was playing with one of my cats and noticed a new bump I've never seen before by his stomach. I thought it was something stuck on him as it was protruding and I couldn't get it off. These are the only cats I've ever had and I've no experience with ticks or anything of that nature, so I got concerned. I go to check my other cat in the same areas and I found a similar bump that I couldn't get a close look at. I panicked and called the vet and he told me to bring them in. Now I'm short on money, so I had to scrape together hundreds of dollars and rush them to the vet to get looked at. They're vet anxious, so I first needed to pick up some medication, then give it to them, then take them a few hours later. We do the whole process and get them in the crates and eventually get them to the vet. I finally take them inside and I'm trying to show the vet and vet tech where the bumps are. After a little searching I find it and point it out. All of a sudden the vet and vet tech start laughing hysterically. Turns out I had found my cat's nipples. The vet took some pity on me and gave a discount for this very important lesson. Male cats also have nipples. Too long did not read. Found bump on both my cat's stomach and rushed them to the vet to get checked. The bumps were nipples. Lol, I saw your pics posted under sick. They look like they're happy. But I'm curious how it took you 8 years to figure out they have nipples. Vet tech here. Happens way more often than you think, and is always a great laugh when it happens. I'm sorry op, but this couldn't possibly be any more relevant. Human male has nipples. Oh okay. Male cat has nipples. What are THOOOOOSE? Lol. Glad the kitties are okay. My son was convinced our male cat can't have nipples. I pointed out he also has nipples, and is male. The look of what the fuck plastered all over his face was priceless. Man got dumbfounded by tits. Now that's a familiar story. TIFU. Just met an old friend and guessed his wife was pregnant. TIFU. Today I fucked up really hard. I just randomly met a friend that I haven't seen in years. He was with his wife at the mall and I heard from some friends months before that they were expecting. He's a good old friend from teenager times and as an adult he got a little fat. So my wise mind just told him out loud as the first thing I said. Woo, friend, how long? And good to see that you really is a good companion to Angela. And are just pregnant as she is and proceed to pat his and her belly. Oh. She gave me a serious and deadly look right through my eyes. I could sense her anger, I almost felt fear, and before she turned her back to me and keep walking she said, I'm not pregnant, I'm just fat, really thanks to remind me. What the fuck was I thinking? Her eyes will haunt me in my dreams. Wow, what a lot of comments, and I know that it was really rude, but to clarify some things. I know that seems that I'm a huge douche, but I would never said anything like that if I hadn't heard she was pregnant. I knew them both, they started dating when we were teenagers. We are Brazilians, so we are really more tactile in our culture, with kisses on cheeks, long hugs and so on. And yes, my intention was to just congratulations them about the baby that I know that already is 5 months old. Was a huge mistake the way I did that, I really know that. I wish I could just put my head inside the ground like an ostrich. Lesson learned, pals. Lesson learned. The woman can be screaming with her belly moving like there's an alien inside and I won't say a word and won't presume that's a baby in there. And #X200B. And #X200B. Too long did not read. Just met an old friend at the mall. He was with his wife and he had gained some weight since we last met. I knew they were expecting but didn't know that the baby was already 6 months old and proceed to ask them if they were expecting together. Making fun of both their weights at the same time. Nice. And proceed to pat his and her belly. Have you skipped all classes on manners? Slap-worthy act. Even if she was pregnant, you don't touch people without permission. My man. There are only 3 scenarios where you can assume a woman is pregnant. 1. She mentions she's pregnant first. 2. She's holding a newborn. 3. She's dating Nick Cannon. I almost did this once. I saw a friend that I hadn't seen in years and at a doctor's office. She looked about 8 months pregnant. We chatted a bit and she told me about her kids and I was just about to say how far along are you? When she thankfully said, that she was done after her last one and would not be having more. I dodged a bullet. I know you've been asking yourself this non-stop, and I'm sorry to have to type it out, but the fuck is wrong with you, bud?